this. Old windsurfing board. Sorry about the wind. I just got here, so I got the dinghy all locked up and tied up. Just a little, maybe slow them down 10 minutes and I'll get back in time if someone's trying to steal my dinghy. But one of the things I brought was my machete with a nice handle, because we got to chop through all this stuff and get in here. And ooh, this is doing a good job. Let's check this out. Oop, not so good. There we go. I guess on the fresh stuff it works better. There we go. All right, so I gotta crawl my way through here and get to the trail, and then hike for like 40 minutes over to the windmill. But the machete is going to be really nice to have to get through some of this stuff. Didn't have it yesterday when we came and did the exploratory, but so glad I brought it today. Anyways, that's it. Let's head up. Whew. All right, I made it to the trail. Here's the trail. It's really just a goat trail. Yesterday we saw a bunch of goats on it, so I imagine the goats are probably keeping the trail somewhat cleared. Anyways, I hacked my way in. What I did is I left a bottle like that where I got in, so I could follow my hacked trail back out, because it was a pain to make the little trail I made. But I guess marking my spot with a piece of trash probably wasn't the brightest thing to do, but I'll find it. It'll work out. So I got my big backpack on, and what I like about my big backpack is first of all, what I don't like about my big backpack is normally I pack too much stuff, so it's heavy, and I don't like that. But the one thing that helps a lot with that is the waistband, the waist belt. That waist belt does a tremendous job of taking most of the pressure off of your shoulders, so you can carry more weight. And so I'm taking advantage of that today, because I'm bringing a lot more water than I brought yesterday. All right, well, I'm gonna pump through this trail and we'll get to the windmill and see what we find, if anything. I don't know. Even if we don't find anything, it's fun to go do. So that's what some people just don't understand. They're like, oh man, it takes all the time, you don't find shit. Well, you know what? Sometimes you do. Sometimes you find something, sometimes you don't. But gives me a chance to use the machete, my favorite machete with the coolest handle. Look at that handle, huh? If you didn't see the video, I made that handle. So, my favorite. We don't like that. That's a pokey bush. Mean bush. You gotta be careful too. Ooh, look at these ones. These ones are ankle scrapers. They got little spikes on them. They get you, little bastards. Sons of bitches. All right, well, I'll see you guys on the other side. All right, check this out. So, I'm just taking a quick little breaky here. Because this is an old salt flat here, but look at this. This is interesting. Look at that. Fence. There's old fence line here. And then over there, I see a brick. So, what I don't want to do is I don't want to get my feet all sopping wet and muddy and salty. Oh, okay, it's pretty firm, but yeah, that's, ooh, stinks in here. Whew. Ooh, there's a big cobweb, so I'm probably gonna get bit. Look at that. See it? That's an old brick. Okay, it's been here so long, it's got marks on it from the wind blowing on it, the sand and whatnot. But I just thought I would take a look. There's a mound right here. Kind of a, I don't know, who knows? I'm always looking for arrowheads, and here's what I know. I know there's no arrowheads here. So, kind of pointless. Well, there might be, but I mean, it's super rare. Ooh, there's a piece of glass. So, oh, you can see the way down there. That's where we're walking to. But the reason I kind of poked my head over here is I want to see if I see any bottles. You know, like you never know. Like there might be like an old bottle. There's a bottle, but that's not old. That is not super old. Oh, there's another brick. So something was here. Something was around here. Something was, you know, those bricks came from a building or something close by. I don't know. I'm assuming. I'm guessing. But this is very slippery. I do not want to slip and fall in this crap. But I do want to get out of here. This is wet and nasty. Get to the dry. Ugh. Gross. Some gross stuff right there. Oh, look at that. Some goat tracks. Look at this. It's kind of cool. Nothing in it anymore, but a little bird nest. Little bird nest. That's where they had their babies. Raised them up to be big birds. Go out and eat the worms and bugs. All right, well, no treasures found, but interesting. I'm interested. I'm wondering why there's the fence posts, you know, and I wonder if the whole thing was fenced in at one time to keep animals out, would be my guess. Maybe because there's goats here on the island. So if they were trying to keep the animals out, maybe they didn't want a goat going into the salt. I'm assuming this is a salt pond. It looks like a salt flat, where they would let the water, you know, they'd let water in on one side, and then they would let it evaporate away and leave the salt behind, and process the salt. But I'm not seeing a lot of salt here around the edges. So, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, that's what it looks like in the Bahamas. So that would be my theory. My theory is they had it fenced in, but not back in the 1600s. This would only be a couple hundred years ago. They would have had that fence up because it's got barbed wire on it. It looks like. Oh, take a look at that. I'll walk right back across here. Let's take a look at that. I could probably take a picture of this barbed wire and yeah, look at that. So that's definitely older barbed wire. You can see by the longer pokies on it. So what I can do is I'll take a picture of this and then I'll Google search it, see if I can identify the brand or the style and the year on that. So that'll give me an indication of how old when they had these up. As you can see, the other ones over there. And when we walked yesterday, I saw other fence posts over on the other side. So yeah. All right, I got to get back out of here and get back on the trail. All right, I'm back on the trail. The trail goes that way. Trail goes this way. I want to go this way. Yesterday we figured that out the hard way. We walked a long ways that way. And down there's a like a pond with another fence. So, yep, this is definitely the way. All right. Oh, hold on. I'm wondering why my backpack's so heavy. Look at it. I forgot to put that on. All right. There's some old tin roofs. Owie. Some old tin roof parts in there. Well, there might have been a structure a while ago, or it could have flown over here. I mean, you never know, because you know a hurricane will pick up something like that and carry it a long ways before depositing it somewhere on these islands. Huh. That's some hardwood. That's a hardwood tree. So you know what you do with the hardwood tree? You make tea out of it, because it's going to have some benefits. That's just that. Okay. All right. Let's go. All right, check this out. Look at this. Look at that fern. Huh? Just kidding. That's an air plant for you people back home in the States. It's a symbiotic relationship with that tree. It needs to hang up there like that out in the open, and it gathers moisture from the air. And but they're kind of neat. Look, there's another one. They're a neat looking plant. So if you want an air plant, you got to come down here and get one. All right, look at this. Cactus, like the Wile E. Coyote cactus. Look how tall this thing is. Pretty cool. And somebody asked me you know, why do you so often go out and do these adventures by yourself? How come Julie doesn't go? And so I'll tell you, you know, if you look at this bush right here, for example, see all the bunch of spikes on that. See my arms? Yeah, Julie doesn't like that. Julie doesn't enjoy going out and crawling through spiky bushes and getting all cut up. And I'm not saying I like it either, but what I do like is I like to go out and find the adventure. You know, I like to go out and you know, look around and see what I can find. And, it kind of forces me. What I like the most about it is it forces me, not forces me, but it's interesting. It makes a lot of historical stuff interesting to me. So like if I go and, you know, for example, you know, yesterday I went and looked at this windmill, and, you know, the questions brought up was like, when was this thing built, you know? And so I go back and do the research, and you find out that, okay, the height of sugar production was 1674. So that thing's probably 1674-ish, you know? And so you kind of go back to find out, and then who owned it. The British owned it, and you kind of get a little history lesson in real life. So that's personally one of the reasons why I like to go out and look at stuff and then take pictures of it and go back and I do a little research on it, just like I did with that barbed wire, you know? So I'll have an example of that in a picture form. Go back and take a look at that. Go back and take a look at that, see if I can identify it, and see if I can identify the year and all that kind of stuff. Just interesting. I don't know, just something different to do. Ooh. I'm getting beat up again. Yesterday I came back a bloody mess. Julie's like, what happened? I think I'm almost to the road. The road's not that much better. The road's got some of its issues of its own. So the other reason I like to do this on my own is I can take my time to look at stuff and stop and look at what I want. And I don't feel the pressure of a time constraint. Like yesterday, Paul came along, and I loved having Paul. Paul, if you watch this, I mean, I really did. I really enjoyed the walk and a good time walking with a friend through the jungle over here and looking at stuff. So it's not that I don't want to do it with other people. It's that I do really enjoy it by myself, for the reason that I don't feel like I'm on a time schedule that I got, or trying to keep up with somebody. Sometimes people like to walk a lot faster than me. I'm used to hunting and walking really slow through the woods and observing. So like I'm even out of breath right now. And usually I like to keep my heart rate a little lower and my breathing lower, so that I'm just kind of cruising slow, and I can look deep into the woods, take my time and look, you know, try and look behind the cover of the woods in the jungle and see if there's structures, you know, ruins and things like that to go check out, and, or animals, you know. That's another thing. If you walk quietly and slowly, you'll have a chance to see the wildlife a lot of times, you know. Depending on where you're at, that's good and bad, but mostly good. So, all right, that's my rant. I'm going this way. I'm gonna keep walking. I should be there in about 30 minutes. So, all right, I'll see you there. All right, so we finally made it over here. It was like quite a few blockades. It took us a while to get over here. So what this is it's a windmill. And I don't know exactly how old it is because I haven't done any research on when the island was founded and who, you know, discovered it, who started building here first, all that kind of stuff. But it's probably 1600s. And, you know, I don't know. It's pretty rough ground around here, so I don't know. I imagine it was probably all cleared at one point, and they had their sugarcane field and processed the sugar. But it's pretty neat, pretty well preserved for just being out in the wild and nobody messing with it, really. Kind of neato. I'm gonna go back inside and get some photos. So this is the inside right here, and you see the beehive. There's a big beehive right here. There's a couple other beehives. There's a ladder right here somebody used to get up to get into this one right here and take its honey. And there's another one up there top. Whew. I'm gonna try and go up just a little bit, get a little video. Hopefully I don't fall down and kill myself. Go back up. All right, hopefully I didn't make any bees mad. What's interesting is up inside here is there's a bunch of beehives, and somebody's been coming and harvesting the beehives because you can tell where they've been starting fires to create smoke and smoke the bees out for a little bit while they went and stole all their stuff. This would be neat to poke around. I don't have time today with the metal detector. But it is what it is. Wild goats are up here. And this is what I'm talking about. You walk nice and quiet by yourself. You can see all these. I just saw a big giant pheasant of some sort in the woods. And then I look over and I see all these goats. Goat poop everywhere. They're over here playing, poking each other. Oh. Big goats. They're pretty big. You know, actually looks like there's a little trail that goes back this way. I have to go back and look. Well, goats showed me that. All right. Let's go check this out real quick. Ooh. This is very interesting. Very, very interesting. It's all nice and flat. Open. I'm gonna stop and check my map and see where I'm at. And this is very wide open. Like this is definitely like man-made graded. So I wonder what this could have been. And it drops off over here. Okay. All right. I don't know. It's all flat in here. Look at this has all been excavated and leveled a long time ago because look how big the trees are. And now it's all grown over by the canopy here. And the goats are using this trail here. So, oh, people. I mean, it could be people. I'm not seeing any sign of people, like trash. Usually you see trash and stuff, especially from locals. And it just drops down in here. Drops off the side here. So we're going along the side of this mountain here. And it's just, I don't know, this is wild. But it opened up nice and wide here. Now it's going to narrow again back to the road. So, like, was there any kind of structures here? I don't see any ruins. Ruins or railroad tracks or something. Like, this is a very, that's the other thing. This road is like, it's almost like the same cut, or I'm not, the words escaping me right now. It's, oh, okay, those are just goats. They had a bunch of goats up here. So I don't know. I'm gonna walk up this. I mean, I'm gonna go back and go to the other thing I planned on today, but this is, who knows where this will take me. I'm still walking way up this road. Now it just keeps going. I wouldn't even call it it's so wide. Like it's from there all the way over to here. I'm trying to really kind of guess what it might be. And if I had to guess, and I think I'm probably not far on this because of the sugarcane industry here and the grade of this road. The grade of this road is very slight. It's just like a train track. It's like walking down the train tracks. If you've ever done that as a kid, you know what I'm talking about. It's nearly flat, but and this because this is a hill, it does have a slight hill going up, but there's no like ups and downs. Like when they make a regular road, there's like there'll be ups and downs, you know, because of the car or whatever they're using it for, and deal with that. But a train has to have a very gradual up and down, and that's what this is. It's a very gradual up and down. There's like a level spot down here below. See, there's something else down here. So it was, I don't see any tracks. I don't see any remnants of a train track. So it was probably being graded for that. And then the sugar industry kind of collapsed. And so once that collapsed, everything else stopped. So that's why they didn't finish the project. Or the inhabitants of the island here came and just took everything and repurposed it for something else. That's a possibility too. But usually there's some sort of scrap. Usually you'll see something left behind. Very interesting though. Very, very interesting. I'm gonna walk up all the way to the end here, and I'm up at the top of the mountain now. So I don't know if this thing keeps going or I don't know. We're gonna find out. Whew. All right, I know the wind's gonna suck on this, but I got up here. I'm up here on the top of the hill, and right here behind me, right over here, it's all flat and it's all rock. So my guess is they probably use this as a rock quarry and cut these rocks and broke these rocks up, and then use these for building materials down below. That's my best guess, because it really is like perfectly flat up in here. There's no structures up here, so it was probably just a rock quarry. They probably came up here, and the road continues, and then over here it goes down into that town or whatever that is. But the road kind of continues down along here, and it probably goes right down there. So I'm not going to go down any further. But interesting. I bet you that this was a connecting railroad, or you know, if nothing else, a road. But it's just the grade tells me it's a railroad. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it's just so gradual up and down that that if they needed to get to that bay over there from over here, because that bay is really shallow. So, and this is a deeper bay over here, and so maybe that was for trucking stuff. Now I don't know. I am totally just guessing, but anyways, it's fun. So I guess it's kind of gusty out there. I'm getting reports back from those guys, but I'm gonna climb off this rock and get back on the original mission. See you down there. This kind of sneaks off the side. You can see the goat trails that go up the side of the hill, and then you come up and you find this. And look, it's nice and flat. And this is above the area that I'm headed to. So I'm curious. I gotta follow this. I gotta see what's back here. Might be some old ruins from an old house or something. So I don't know, something, hopefully. If not, it's just cool. It's a nice covered walk. I'm gonna go back and see what I find. All right. Okay. I don't know. Very cool though. All right. All right, check this out. I think I just found some old ruins here. Look at that. See that wall? It goes up over here to the left. Okay. That's definitely a man-made wall right there. So, all right. Now I gotta poke around up here and see what's up here. It's exciting. So I'm gonna climb up there. I'm just gonna go around the corner here on this flat surface here and see what's here. But I wonder why there would be a wall built right there. Right? Interesting. Well, might get too far from that, but this is just amazing. Look how flat this is. So we put a lot of work into making this a nice path, a nice road. And there's a rock wall back there. So I'm gonna look around here. I'm not gonna go too much further right now. I'm gonna go investigate the rock wall. All right, we're heading back. I'm gonna take my pack off. Just leave everything here. I'm gonna climb up the side of this hill right here. The funny thing is when I was cruising from over here, and a little animal the size of a cat went running up the side of the hill here. So, oh yeah, all right, let's go see what this is. Very interesting. And if there's anything to metal detect, we'll get the metal detector up there. Yeah, there's no doubt that's man-made. But why? Why would they do that? I don't know. Only one way to find out. Let's get up here and figure it out. I mean, look at that. All right, I'm gonna poke around, see if I find anything super interesting. We'll turn the camera back on. All right, this is wild stuff up here. Get down without falling. Look at this. I mean, I climbed up here. I went up to the ridge and I got up on the rocks. It didn't really look like there was much. It just looked like there was that little rock wall. And then I come back down here in the valley, and you can see all this construction here. So this wall goes all the way over that way, comes all the way over here, goes all the way here. And why? Why is that here? You know, it's kind of tough. But look at this. Look at that. I mean, it's out here in the middle of nowhere. So I'm gonna go get the metal detector because my best guess is there's a couple of levels up here, and maybe there was houses built up here, or I don't know. I have no idea. All I can do is I'll metal detect around, see if I find anything. This very interesting. I don't know. I don't think native tribes were into building walls like this, you know. But there's nothing else up here. Like not a scrap of trash, not any old steel sticking out. Ain't nothing. I don't know. It's old. So let's go get. I left the backpack down on the road down there. Nobody out here. I mean, like I'm out in the middle of nowhere, so I wasn't worried about somebody stealing it. But let's get back down to that. Walk along this road. Walk along this rock wall here, though. It's kind of neat. Kind of neat. Oh, we'll see. I came up here with the metal detector, and there's nothing. Like there's not even, you know, an old tin can or something from somebody coming up here and checking this out. But I just saw this. I gotta call Julie.